Ladies and gentlemen, live on the Fuse UK, it's the one and only, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man too sweet to be sour. He is your friend, he is my friend, but he's not the friend behind the person standing behind you, Luke Hughes.
Yes, people, what's happening? Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. We've got a special guest on the show tonight, the £145 undefeated champion, none other than Mr. King Kai Stewart. What's happening, bro?
How you doing, man? It's been a while, but you know we had a couple mishaps. Now we're back on the show, though. So
we're back at it.
Yep.
Got the chain on there as well. Shows the chain.
BKFC custom with the humble on there.
Beautiful, beautiful, mate. I was wondering if we can start this podcast. We'll go back to BKFC 56 when you fought Howard Davis. How did you find that whole the whole event, the build up of it, and that? Because there was a bit of back and forth between you and HD, wasn't there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was fun. We were able to spark a convo online. We had a lot of people interested in that fight. I think that was one of the biggest anticipated fights of the year because everybody there was an unknown in the 145-pound division, and now it's known that I'm at the top of the game right now. So,
yeah. Do you think when you went into that fight, would you say there was a lot of pressure compared to your other fights with because HD is a very, very good fighter, isn't he, mate? Let's have it right.
Yep. Yeah, so I put a lot of pressure on myself, but in terms of outside pressure, I don't really have any because in the end, I didn't set out in my lifetime to be a bare knuckle boxer. I set out to be an Olympic champion wrestler, didn't happen. NCAA champion wrestler, didn't happen. So I just think working into it, I totally lost my train of thought, but I think that he had all the pressure because from myself, I just said, I'm never competing with you. I'm competing with just myself. So yeah, that's kind of, he had all the pressure. I didn't. And it showed in the press conference. It showed online. It showed in the fight. Just there was a different, I guess I don't even know how to say it. There's just a different attitude from both of us. You could just see it in our faces. So,
and how do you feel? Like, how did you feel on the weigh-in? Like, you know, do you make like £145 good?
Oh yeah. I think that win was that win was the most important win in the division. Most important win in my life. That kind of cemented me in something that everybody doubted me in. So. Can't hang my hat on that.
And obviously, you've got a few good names under your belt now. You've got Rusty Crowder, Louis Lopez, now HD Davis. What's the plans like for the future now?
You know me, man. I want that win fight, but it's just the further away we get, the older he's getting, and the less likely it is it's going to happen. But I do know that Louis Lopez, Brian Duran fight's coming up. It's kind of an interesting matchup. Louis still being ranked number 1, Brian not even in the rankings. I don't know. If my opinion is we're not going to see the same Louis at all. I think Louis is going to go out there out of shape, and Brian Duran's going to come in. He's hungry. He's decent, but in the end, he's fought trash cans. So I hope Louis brings his best game. I really do. But who knows? That's a pretty big fight in the division. I still just want the top 5 of the division to fight each other. I want a big name like Dat Win or. I know Jimmy Rivera, he's coming off of a loss, so he won't get the fight. But if he fought again against the top 5, that's a name that I would love to take on. There's a lot of options, but I'm keeping everything open right now because, you know, they got to come to me.
I seen Dat Win talking to the owner of Karate Combat in his comments, and I think he might be going over there for a fight.
I don't know why he'd do that. He's got a tough fight in front of me, but you know he's probably gonna go over there and get his ass kicked and then want to fight. But then he's not worth anything, you know. So I just want to put Dat Win on his ass. But it is what it is if it doesn't happen.
Doesn't a fight with a UK lad interest you? Because we've got a very, very, very good fighter in Gary Fox, and I'm sure you've seen him, mate. He is a real fighter, mate, and I think he'd give you a great fight. Isn't that a fight that would interest you in the future?
Is there a UK title over there?
Yes, I think he could be fighting for it in his next fight.
Okay. I would love absolutely. I think that Thailand has a champion right now. If UK has their own BKFC champion, I would love to unify it, because I do think I'm the best in the world, and I don't care where you're from. The result's going to stay the same. And like you just said, it sounds like a tough fight, and I'm here to get tough.
Lost you a bit there.
Uh-oh.
You're back, mate. You're back.
No idea what would have happened there, but yeah, whoever's the toughest and whoever's going to get me the most money is kind of where I'm at. I do think that the UK versus USA storyline is always good. In terms of, for me, whether I fight the Thailand champion, the UK champion, either way, I'll have America on my side, and I think that I'm going to take it home either way. So let's unify these belts and make BKFC a worldwide organization.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And like, he's from like a town near me, Foxy, and like I've knew of him for years. Like, he's been known for like bare knuckle fighting in the streets and that, like, for years and years since I've been a young lad. Like, for example, I've got a little video here. I might as well show you it. This is one of him from years ago fighting a lad, just to give you like an idea of the type of fights and I used to have.
This is Foxy?
Gary Fox, yeah. 2 seconds, mate. Foxy's obviously in the bag. Obviously, the lad's a lot bigger than him.
Come on, Foxy! What are you doing? Go on, Foxy, man! Foxy, move!
Finishes in a minute.
Knock him out!
Keep going, keep going. Let him know. Let him. Go on, lad. Come over. But yeah, mate, just like I say, he's been doing it for years. So like when he had his like bare knuckle debut, it was just a fucking normal fight for him. Do you know what I mean? But I just think it'd be like a great like build up and that, like because he's got a big following and that as well. So like it'd be good to unify.
And I would love to travel too someday. So I don't even care where I fight, but I want to use fighting to travel all the places that I possibly can and beat as many asses as I can and fill my pockets. So that is the game plan.
Some doobie that there, Kai, shows that.
I know. I got the good old cross out today.
Spark it up, mate. Spark it up.
Hell yeah. So it's tough. I got to make sure I have my ass here. Have you seen Pineapple Express, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need two people to light it.
Yeah. Light it at the same time. I'll have me vape. But yeah, mate, I think that'd make for a great fight. Like, is it ever interested you in coming over the UK? Like, do you watch the UK shows and that, and do you think, well, I'd love to be over?
Like I said, I would love to travel. I'd love to go wherever I can. I wish I had more say because I would love to start getting this show on the road in terms of like going to cooler places. Salt Lake was cool. I love my hometown, but to reach that superstar status, you got to go everywhere possible, you know? So I'm ready to spread my wings and go. And the UK seems like a great place to travel to. So, you know, whatever they have in store for me, it is what it is. I don't know. I've never gotten any UK offers except for I did get offered Jack Claffey at one point.
Who?
Jack Claffey, that WWE superstar guy.
Oh, right. Yeah. What, to fight in BKFC?
Yeah, I got offered to fight him, but then he went cold. He like ghosted everybody.
Oh, fuck's sake. Are you a fight fan as well? Like, because I speak to a lot of the BKFC lads and I don't even watch the fights, but do you follow it all and do you watch all the shows and that?
All the BKFC shows?
Yeah.
I watch as many as I can for learning purposes. There's a lot of fighters in BKFC, so it's really, really hard to keep up with people. But I definitely turn on every single fight. Yeah. The Thailand and UK ones with the time, I'm not a morning person, so guarantees that I always watch those. But I'll at least watch all the clips. I'll make sure to pay attention to all of it.
Yeah. And who's interesting you now within the BKFC?
I like Chansey, Superfly, Wilson. I like Lorenzo. I go to all Lorenzo's fights. I've seen his last 3 in person.
Yeah.
No, 3 of the last 4 because I didn't see the Quentin Henry fight. If my numbers are even adding up. Either way, I've been to his last 3, last couple live, and who else? Tony Soto. I like him.
Yeah.
There is one others. Oh, Angel Core out of California. I'll tune into his fights too, and watch intently. He's violent.
What do you think of our very own Mick Terrell winning the title as well, heavyweight champion of the world?
I actually really enjoyed that. Now we weren't in each other's locker room, but at weigh-ins we were sitting on the couch next to each other. Super good dude. He was super friendly. He's showed me love on social media. Super pumped that he won that fight. I can't wait to see him defend it. I would love to see him fight again. As long as it's not in the UK, because that's a long way to travel.
Hopefully it will be on the same card as yours.
But put him on the same card. Let's go. I'm down. From here on out, I want big events. Just because I'm only 23 years old, might as well try as hard as I can to make me the biggest name possible. So I don't see why I can't be on some big shows, and big shows usually have multiple title fights. And Mick Terrell he was a friendly dude, and he's a massive, gentle giant. He's violent in the ring.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man, is Mick. And do you still do bits of wrestling and that? Because I've done when I first obviously done my podcast for you ages ago, I obviously like dig deep and looked into obviously your background and that, and you really did well at wrestling, didn't you?
Yeah, in high school, between COVID, and I had this knee surgery. It was just a cyst. I didn't actually injure my knee, but it still put me out for 6 weeks during season. I haven't really done anything on the college level. I wish I could have. But in high school and youth wrestling, I went on a tear there for a while in wrestling. I just indulged, kind of like I'm 100% living the bare knuckle boxing life and putting my whole life towards it. That's what I did with wrestling from a very young age. I'm actually still coaching. I coach youth wrestling now. I wrestle with them as much as possible. Yeah, I'm going to be around the wrestling sport for a long time. I love it.
And how does it feel? It must be good, because I'll admit, mate, you must be one of the most underestimated fighters in the whole of the company, mate. Every time I was seeing, obviously, you get an opponent, it's guy's going to get smashed. But do you know what I mean? Like, and to be fair, I'll be honest with you, mate. I won't lie. I did think that HD was going to win in that fight, and you shocked me, mate. Fair play, like fucking class, mate. You're the champion for a reason. And it must feel good when you're proving all the people wrong.
Yeah, the second the fight was released and the second they started making polls and everything, and I just saw the number was outrageous towards HD, and I was just like, hey, that was the same thing for Louis. That was the same thing for Rusty. Might as well just keep proving people wrong. And once it's at that point, there's no pressure on me. It's like, okay, they expect me to lose, so oh well, like I'm gonna go out there and have fun. As long as you're out there having fun and you give it 100% your all. I was telling everybody, win, lose, or draw that night, like I was gonna leave that arena with a smile on my face, because I put in the work. I knew I was gonna show up. Just the feeling that I had before, like walking into the building, I just knew I was gonna show up. So I was like, you know what, guys, like we put in a damn good run, and I'm gonna go out there and I promise I'm gonna give it my absolute all. And everything takes care of itself if you do those little things and not worry about the big things that people think are the big things, like what people think. I've just stopped caring, because as long as the work's being done, what can they say?
You come out pretty unscathed in that fight as well, didn't you? Like you've never had really much damage.
Yeah, I had one little bleeder up here, in the top of in my hair. They gave me 3 staples, and I was on my way. So that was in my top 5 opponents. That was, like, based on damage, my easiest fight. HD, there was a level way back, whenever I thought HD might be the next opponent, like right as I won the title. I was like, okay, HD's probably next. I mean, I called for Dat, but who knows? And there was a little bit of that, like, I have to put in the camp of my life because he's better than me. Like, because at the time, like, he's a better boxer. But in terms of work ethic, like how hard I work, how attention to detail I am, I knew as long as I put in the work, it was gonna go my way. It was picture perfect. Like that fight, we trained specifically for those entries, and like he only really got me once with that uppercut, and that uppercut is what we knew was going to come, because in his last couple fights, that's what he was doing. Yeah. That's where he was going. Probably because in the Louis fight, my head was down the whole time. Like I watched that fight. I like watch all my fights, and like the Rusty Crowder fight, I was atrocious. Louis, I was atrocious, but like a little bit better. And then HD, it just makes all those other fights look like I was low level amateur.
Who would you say your hardest fight's been to date?
I think the pressure behind Louis, because like I told the media that no pressure. Like, I don't care. I'm not supposed to be in bare knuckle. Like, I made it this far. But there was pressure there because there was a lot of beef. And the beef with Riggs that I had, I knew I needed to win that fight. If I didn't win that fight, a lot of people, like, I knew it would be bad. So that...
You had a bit of background, didn't you, in the MMA circuit, didn't you?
Yeah, like, it was like a 4-year in the making fight. And then you sprinkle in the Joe Riggs. It just made for a perfect wildfire, a match dream, really. And it was fun. We had the whole community. We pulled down both sides of bleachers, like, and packed it out. Like, it was a really, really cool spectacle. But I'd say the Louis fight was the hardest, just because, like, I give him credit where credit's due. He was tough, man. Like, after I knocked him, his eyes kind of got glossed over, and he was just walking forward like a zombie. Like, there's nothing I could have done to put that dude down. So it was that right there. But from start to finish with Howard, I was controlling it, and I knew if I kept that pace, we were going to be good. So I do think Louis would have been the hardest fight thus far.
Yeah, and what is it for Kai Stewart? Like, why do you fight? Is it for the money? Is it for the like sort of fame, or is it just for the mental side of things of being in a routine and just loving to fight?
You know, that's a age-old question for me. I think it has to be a mixture of everything, whether it's conscious or subconscious, because I've never been in a street fight outside the ring or cage. So to me, it's like, I don't love fighting. I absolutely love the grind. Believe it or not, as much as I hate weight cutting, it's like a level of love because I've done it for so long. It's like, okay, we're getting ready for a weight cut. But then there's a side of me that knows that if I run the social medias correctly, I can set myself for life within the next 5 years. As long as I do the right thing. So it's a big combination of both. But in the end, it's like I knew I never wanted to work a regular job. I knew it. Like, I can do my own thing. But I see this as a route to getting money and starting other businesses.
Yeah. It's because, as well, with the BKFC expanding, fighters are only going to expand with it, aren't they?
Yeah, I agree. It's all up from here for BKFC. I do think that they are established enough. They're going to be around for a long time. And the further we go, I do think that eventually we're going to see most UFC fans. I compare the UFC because it's kind of the global powerhouse right now. It depends on if you like count boxing and everything. But I do think that all the fans are going to rush to bare knuckle, because even if they're like on paper terrible fighters, like every fight's exciting. Like, there's not one boring fight from start to finish. People love blood, people love knockouts, and bare knuckle is like almost all blood and knockouts. So it's exciting being one of the trailblazers for BKFC, being the first featherweight champion, defended it. It's a proud moment for me, especially only being 23. And people think that, he doesn't care, but I'm like, no, I'm really grateful for the opportunities that Feldman and Nate Shook have given me.
So I mean, you come into this bare knuckle not really thinking much of it, did you? Like, when you were going in for your first fight, did you ever picture yourself being the first ever 145-pound champion, sat there with the BKFC chain on, the belt, 5 fights undefeated? Like, did you ever imagine it?
I really okay, so going into the fight, I was single-mindedly fighting for the paycheck to buy a puppy. I ended up not buying the puppy. But the second I was done with that first debut fight, I was like, okay, that was fun, and I can be really fucking good at this. And then some like third-party ranking system put me number 4 as 1-0, and it was from that point on, I was like, all right, it's not that far from 4-1. Let's go.
Yeah, class.
So like right before the fight, no, I was gonna be one and done. Immediately after the fight, whenever I got to the back with my coaches, I was like, guys, I can do this. I can fucking do this. And yeah.
Smashing it, bro. Absolutely smashing it to pieces. And do you feel like you're getting recognised more when you're out and about in your local area? Because I know you were well known anyway, but do you seem to be getting recognised a lot more?
Oh yeah, and it's honestly everywhere. We were in a Target in Washington, and I got recognized. And then I was at an event over in Washington. It was a fighting event, so I imagine people would know who I was. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Bare knuckle is bigger than people think, because there's people that know me that I like. don't even have any relation to near them. So it's pretty cool. It's cool. This is kind of, that's why I'm doing it. I've always wanted to be a big name, and I'm making it happen.
Yeah.
Dreams.
Of course, mate, and rightly so. You deserve it, pal. And like all the fighters do, really. They deserve recognition because you do work hard, and it is a fucking hard sport, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, like I love the meme that says the support, the congratulations, and it's like one person that's alone, and then there's a stadium full of people, and that's exactly it. We put in so much work that the average person will never understand, and the people that do appreciate it, like fighters, appreciate you, because it's a tough world out here. It's a tough way to make a living.
Fucking right it is, mate. And when you're fighting, do you keep on your weight, or do you just do a mad cut like before you fight?
I what, like, stick to the game plan, or am I just single-mindedly
like out of camp? Like, do you still live right out of camp and eat properly and that, or do you really have to like cut a lot of weight in camp?
I do cut a lot of weight. I cannot keep weight off. I'm pretty bad for like the first like 2 weeks. Outside of those 2 weeks, I start to taper off, and then I'm back in the gym. So I do cut a lot of weight, even whenever I'm eating healthy. It's kind of tough for my body to lose weight, but I live the life. I definitely live the professional athlete life.
Yeah, what do you think of the UFC stars? 'Cause I know it's been a big conversation lately within the BKFC, like and former world champion boxers coming in and fighting for the titles without going through the ranking systems. What do you think about that?
To me, it's like, if they want to send any motherfucker from the UFC to come fight me for my belt, they can come get it. I want that payday, and
Awesome.
if we're going to be the best in the world, we need to prove that we're the best in the world. And I personally, I can't speak for the other champions, but I invite anybody from any organization to come fight me, because that's what fighting is all about. It's about getting better, and how would that not make me better? Going to, like, let's say they throw in ex-UFC champion Cody Garbrandt against me. Like, do you think I'm going to bow down to him? No. But I will say, give me that UFC level money that they pay the fighters compared to the homegrown. But, either way, Bare Knuckles taking care of me, and I'm excited to work with them.
It's crazy, mate. What a journey. And 2024 is just beginning for you. Hopefully, we can see you over here in the UK. It'd be great to see you fighting over here, mate. And we'll just have to keep making noise, mate, till it happens.
Keep tagging Nate Shook. I'd fight in the UK, Thailand, wherever. Let's go.
Wicked, mate. I won't keep you on for too long, mate, and I really appreciate you coming on tonight. But is there anything else that you want to share with us before you go?
This cross joint, I have a King Palm flavored tip in there, and it is a native grown weed filled joint. Native grown's in Montana. I know this is a UK podcast, but either way, if you ever were visiting Montana, that's the dispensary to go to. Get Shit Done Coffee, home of the hustle. They are a new sponsor of mine, and I love their coffee. It's also on this hat too. But yeah, shout out to those sponsors. Best Sports and Talent out of Denver, Colorado. He's been hooking me up with some cool shit, and I can't wait to see what's next with him. But from there, man, appreciate it.
Wicked, brother. We'll stay in touch, mate, like we always do. And we'll catch up very soon when we've got a bit of news or something. But enjoy the rest of your day, bro, and smoke hell out of that cross joint, bro.
Yeah, and tell Foxy or whatever his name that, I'm not afraid of him. I don't care. I don't care who he is. All right. See you later.
Have you got a message before you go for Nate Shook about getting the fight, mate, that you would take it?
Nate Shook, I'll fight, as long as they're tough, as long as they are proven to be a title contender. Like, let's put them in there. Let's go. And I'm willing to fight in any country.
Wicked, Kyle. Thank you very much, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day, my mate.
Yep. See ya. Bye.
See you later, mate. Yes, people, let's get that fight made. Gary Fox versus Kai Stewart. Imagine that for the world title in Leeds. Whoa, goosebumps. Really appreciate everybody tuning in there. This podcast was sponsored by RSD Transportation and Recoveries and Noir Boxing. Big up everybody in the comments. Robbie Brown, Rick Doherty, Kyden Wales, Danny Christie, Dan Watson. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your night, people. Good night, God bless. I'm going to cut it off for now. Bye-bye.